Good morning, everybody. Greetings from Istanbul, Turkey. Merhaba. So today is April the 28th. It's about 7:30 in the morning, Thursday, and we're going to do a technical analysis on Bitcoin today and see if we can catch some trades. I'm extremely busy in the next few weeks. I'm moving in less than a month to the new house, and I want to make sure that I catch up and especially make a little bit of extra money before the move. That would always be nice because I unfortunately will have to take a week or two off just to settle into the new place and make sure that things go smoothly. So Bitcoin was reaching a very critical moment. It's really early right now at 7:30. Got up extra early. I want to hustle today with my Discord group, and I'm hoping to find tons of trades before then because there's a massive moment and opportunity for us to maybe catch along. It's undecided which direction that Bitcoin is going to go, but during critical moments like this, it's important to be interested in the market in general because it could yield some massive volatility like we've seen on some coins like Ape, like on ENS, like on Waves yesterday, and especially ENS this morning, where it ended up doing a huge rally here of 15% in about 22 minutes total. Actually, overall, it did 15% in 37 minutes. So that's a really large rally, and we want to see if we can capitalize on some of these coming up here. So it's almost that time again where I'm having my monthly promotion. I'm only having 10 slots, and 6 slots are already booked up. Only gonna have 10 a month, guys, and that's it. So come join me for this package. It's normally $19.50, but it's on sale, 45% off for $10.50. You're going to get an opportunity to come into my premium Discord trading group where we've got tons of members. You'll get a lifetime Discord membership. You'll get the second edition book that's being published and edited right now. Comes out on May the 21st, which will be mailed out to you right to your house. And you're also going to get access to course version 2.0, which is a premium training course that's 29 hours over 54 lesson videos. So I think that it's highly updated, highly expanded. You're going to probably take a lot away from this course here. 4 or 5 years ago when my initial course 1, 2, and 3 came out there, I wasn't the trader that I am now, definitely not. Even though I wasn't the trader that I am now, I still won 2018's Top Analyst Award at Bitcoin.com, which was a huge accomplishment. Got published a little bit by some articles at Cointelegraph as well. So that was right on there. Whenever you follow anybody, whether it's me or anyone else, make sure that you're following someone that has a good track record that can actually trade as well, not just do technical analysis. There's a lot of people out there that are great technical analysts, but when it comes to actually trading, they might not be the best traders. I think it's a really different breed of technical analysts and traders out there. Usually good traders have that emotional discipline that can manage their risk as well. And it comes with experience over time. When I first released my course, I was probably trading $50,000 to $100,000 positions 4 or 5 years ago. And just recently last year, my biggest month was September, where you guys saw my Turkey challenge to buy that home there, right? I was trying to make $1 million to buy a home in Turkey, but I fell short. I ended up going back to Canada for a little bit there. So I ended up only making about $250,000 that month. It was my biggest month in crypto history for day trading. I think 250 is a really big number considering that's what I used to work for literally a whole year as an engineer to make that, or sorry, for 5 years to make that type of salary. So anyways, I hope to see a lot of you be interested in this package here. It's a great course. It's a great trading group. It's a great book, and I hope that I can pass on a lot of what I've learned to other students and see you there. So let's get on with this for Bitcoin technical analysis. I think that my reputation speaks for itself already over the past few years. I'm really reliable. I focus on the group immensely as well, and I'm there 12 hours a day, I would say. So Bitcoin yesterday, what we see is we see Bitcoin reaching this low over here. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit to show you guys this low right around here on the weekly. If you look at the opens and the closes, right over here where the bodies of the candles are, what you'll see is that we bounce right on top of it, right? This was a good candle by itself here. It was like an inverted doji, but this one's even better. That's forming on the weekly so far. If we finish off the weekly with a dragonfly doji, you can expect a really bullish next few weeks, I would imagine. In fact, if we finished off with the Dragonfly Doji in the next 3 days and 20 hours, we can probably expect a huge rally, in my opinion. But right now, the weekly is really undecided. We are having the momentum to tick to the downside, unfortunately. And with that momentum that's coming to the downside, right, it's always possible to have a huge drop. So this channel is what we've been looking at for a long time now. This channel has formed since it got into it. We can say it's been actually since the peak of the first one till now, it's been about 434 days, which has been about 15 months now. So will it actually break down? Will it just give us a hard drop? Regardless of what happens, as a day trader, I'm ready for a possible short position, of course. Possible entering a short on the retest, of course, or the breakout, right? And I'm also ready for a possible long opportunity if the market ends up falling extremely hard. If Bitcoin does fall down hard, the alts are obviously going to fall with it as well. And if the alts fall with it, and let's say there's a gigantic movement by Bitcoin that falls down 10, 20%, alts will fall a larger multiplying number of that 10%. So for example, if Bitcoin falls down 10%, alts could likely fall down anywhere between 10 to 30%, and that's usually how it works. So if an altcoin drops that much, we're going to have a huge opportunity to perhaps accumulate and buy perhaps a dip if we're aggressive, or let the bounce happen and then enter on a breakout or catching the next dip. So there's many ways to play this. So right now on the weekly, we are in the 1 to 3rd week now under the 55 EMA. It's really important to get a gauge on the high time frame to see what the momentum on a high time frame is doing. Let's move over to the monthly now, because the monthly is almost done. The monthly right here, it's hitting, right? It's getting a higher low on this one, higher low again, and a higher low. So since the beginning of this year, each month has successfully closed with a higher low wick. That's a good sign so far. If we continue this, we could possibly bounce to the upside. For example, here in May, June, and also July, we got a series of wicks that landed around the $29,000 region. So it ended up bouncing pretty tremendously. Right now, on the 4 days, trending down, the 3 day, everything is trending down right now, but the weekly is actually having a life right now. If you look at the MACD, you can see it increasing to the upside so far. So perhaps we'll hold here for the next few days, and then after that, we'll get a huge rally. It's definitely possible. So since yesterday that I made a video, what we saw Bitcoin bounce 5.4% roughly, pretty decent recovery. We're really unsure of the general direction as well. So I think that we have to give it time, see how the daily is going to end up forming. If the daily forms nicely here for the next few days, we can get a huge bull run coming up. So that's why I'm putting in these hours right now, just to see where we could possibly land. And I think that I keep saying this, but there's huge opportunities at these particular supports. Like I've mentioned many times, there's so many different ways to play it. See my last video, it explains how you could possibly play a support here. Other than that, right now, 5.4%, there's not too much to report this morning on Bitcoin, other than it's going to be another one of those days that could go sideways, of course, or drop, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to see a rally today. I think that this recovery is extremely confused, considering like it's been about 1 day, 5 hours now, trending in that 5.4% range only. So in terms of alts, let's take a look at what's been hot. Waves has been pretty hot. It ended up rallying 16% total since Bitcoin's recovery there, which is a good sign, right? We ended up reaching a resistance here, and right now we ended up breaking it actually. But now I'm not sure if this is a retest or getting back into this particular resistance over here. So if I draw it on different time frames, you can see it pretty clearly, right? Well, it could even be over here, right? It really depends on how subjectively you end up drawing your supports and your resistances. So waves is one of my top picks right now, because if we see a huge drop, or first of all, acknowledge the rally. The rally ended up going up 750%, and then the drop is of about 76%. Because of this huge drop to the downside, there could be a huge potential for a rally, huge relief rally, because here we're seeing the MACD wanting to step up, right? It's going to the upside. Will this actually boost it and just give us a huge rally once it ends up breaking to the upside? On top of that, about 24 hours ago here, we ended up getting a nice doji candle. It's traded with a higher high. It's continuously going up. Instead of dropping to the downside, the histogram ended up rejecting, going down, and it recovered for 24 hours now already. So there's a lot of life in waves, in my opinion. The thing I'm worried about is these possible death crosses that are happening. Let's take a look at it from the chandelier indicator perspective. On the 30-minute, the chandelier indicator has given us a buy, right? The chandelier indicator is a momentum and volatility based indicator that uses the average true range. So it's basically telling us when the momentum has changed or when the trend has changed. It was so close to, actually I'll start off with the 2 hour first. The 2 hour ended up giving us a signal here, right? It's leveling off, as you can see. The 3 hour started notifying us already, okay? So, but it needs to close well above this red line here. It needs to stay well above the 16.26 range for us to be bullish. The 4 hour went off a few times. Whenever you see it crossing that red line, it's going to give us a buy signal, but it needs to close above it. And if you take a look at BTC, right, we still see the 4 hour sell on the, I'll call it the CE, the chandelier exit indicator. On the 3 hour, it's indicating a buy, but it's still in between, and also sandwiched at a 55 EMA. So it's a really difficult coin to predict right now. I'm looking at ENSU as well, right? So if we just take here, for example, on the 1 hour here, we can see that if we just kind of draw a resistance, right, just kind of like that, we can see that it's intersecting many points. So if it reaches another high, it's probably going to get to like 17-ish or so, because these points are pretty relevant in my opinion, right? It's forming a huge resistance, as we can see right now. Or if I wanted to be more accurate, I can do something like that and just get all of these points as well. So this region for waves is a heavily interested region to long. If the breakout above these regions right here could easily yield a long opportunity, considering on the higher time frames like the 2 hour, the 3 hour, the chandelier exits already going off. So right now for ENSU, we zoom out, and what you're seeing is a resistance over here, okay? You see that resistance right there at around 20.863, but of course it's a range of resistances, right, that it is more likely, and which we hit already. We definitely hit that already. It's impossible to catch these coins, guys, like unless you're already in a position, but by the time you notice a coin doing 15% in 36 minutes, it's going to be too late already. So they're impossible to catch these coins. But in my opinion, like this, I'm not sure what this wave is, what this one right here is. Could be a corrective wave of some sort. That could be a 1, 2, and that's all of a 3 forming. But what we see is that yesterday's wave was huge, okay? 1, 2, probably a 3, 4, and a 5. Something like that in there. It's my opinion. And now this is finishing off one last final wave to the upside. But whenever we see a parabolic move like that, it's generally the third wave in my opinion. So I'm counting it something like that. I know this is really shitty to count it like that, but I'm really wanting another wave to the upside because I believe that it's missing one. But that correction has gone on for too long now. I don't think it's going to happen right now for ENSU. And then moving on to APE, what we see for APE is that it never hit the lower trend line, right, since yesterday. But what we see is it hit the lower trend line there, and it ended up recovering 16%. It's wedging right now. We don't know the exact count. It's a really difficult count. We don't know if this is all a corrective wave in here, that portion, or if this is the first wave. Either way, we're playing it based off of price action, and we're seeing that it's reaching the top trend line again. And I'm not sure if this is going to break up or completely shoot down. The wave count is too difficult to even get a grasp of a possibility of it. So I'm just going to see if it's going to break up. If it does, we're going to get a parabolic rally. And I'm not going to short this guy until it comes to the downside. But nevertheless, these are my 3 top picks: waves, ENS, and also APE right now. What else moved a significant amount? Let's take a look at CryptoLoom. So this is called CryptoLoom. You can just Google it, cryptoloom.ca or .co rather, and we take a look at the volume. We know that ENSU went up a lot. Mask is actually picking up as well. What the heck? Wow, we can see that Mask it's still going. Mask since yesterday has moved up 20% already, and it's still going. Therefore, this coin must be added to a watch list right now. It's going slow, but it's still going, and it looks like it wants to get up to 463 range, right around the highs up there. Go for every resistance, right? Just go for that. So Mask is up there. Notice how I found it right away? I found it right away because the volume here on the 24-hour is increasing. Okay, let's go for the MACD or the RSI. We see that GMT is high on the RSI for the 4-hour and the 24. So we got to go take a look to see what's going on for GMT. So GMT here, huge rejection. What happened there? 7% rejection just now. So that was pretty nasty. But overall, GMT is one of those coins that's still going to the upside. So GMT should probably be on our watch list here as well. Okay. So I got a lot of coins here. I don't care about AVE. I don't care about Ball. I don't care about ZRX or GRT anymore. Or the Mask, it's still rallying. GMT, huge rallies. So we should pay attention to those. On the 30-minute chart, we see that GRT, okay, GRT is high right now. So you see how it's 5 minutes high, 15 minutes high, 30 minutes high. That means that GRT is probably rallying right now as we speak. So we see that, right? It rallied there 8%. So notice how it brought to my attention right away what coin's actually moving. And then we see that the high is, we're getting resistance around here, right? The rest are bear trap regions. See that or bull trap. So it's pretty much exactly where it is right now. So GRT, see how once again it brought my attention to GRT right away, and we noticed that it was rallying. So cryptoloom.co, it's really convenient for that. On the daily movement, we know ENSU moved a lot. We know GMT, we know Mask, we know GRT. So we pretty much have the top watch list coins right now. ARPA just got into huge buy signal there, but it's sometimes misleading, right? Nothing really sorting it by the lower time frames. Nothing is really popping out. If something was popping out in the last 15 minutes, you sort it by the 15-minute dollar movement, and what you can see is that it's really rallying to the top side, and it would be green across the board. The RSI would be green here as well, kind of like GRT, but GRT actually finished the rally already. So anyways, I'll leave you guys with that today. Waves, ENS, APE is high priority. Mask, GMT, it's really good to have it as a lower priority coin and to watch these 5 coins today. That's my recommendation. So anyways, I hope that you guys have enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much. Just make sure you guys give me a like and follow me and subscribe. Just how the algorithm works, right? The more people subscribe to it, the more people liking it, the more views in general. And I want to make sure I get my message across to everybody. So make sure you guys are signing up for this as well, this package. There's only, I believe there's only 6 slots left. It's going to be 6 or 7, right? 4 people have already RSVP'd for it as well. This goes for $19.50 normally. You're getting for $10.50 the premium Discord trading group for life. A second edition textbook as well that's mailed out to you around May 21st. Could be the 15th. And you'll also get access to course version 2.0, which is my new course there that's highly expanded, fine-tuned as well. 29 hours over 54 lessons. Anyways, have a great day and thank you for watching. Bye now.